Now, one of the teachers that these people quote, his son-in-law, Khalid al-Muslih, Dr. Khalid al-Muslih from Saudi Arabia. He was on television, live television, and I'm watching, it's actually, this clip is on YouTube to anybody that understands Arabic. You can go look Dr. Khalid al-Muslih's clip on Christmas. And he talks about this. So there's a discussion going on, and he says, okay, tell me about the textbook answer in Islam about other religious celebrations. So he tells him, the textbook answer is, it's not allowed. Muslims cannot celebrate Christmas, Diwali, all these. It's not, because we're supposed to celebrate anything that is religious to the other any religious celebrations of other religions. We're not allowed to do that. That is a textbook answer that's there. It's not going to change. So then the anchor was smart enough. He said, then what about an individual who has become a Muslim and his parents invite him to a Thanksgiving dinner? What is he going to do, this poor chap? He ain't got another mother or father. And definitely not in the Muslim community, because when they become converts, we come and we hug them and we say, oh, mashallah, takbir! And that poor guy is left to take a cab back home because nobody wants to give him a ride. I once posted a video on YouTube of about 25 people or something, accept Islam. It's on YouTube. If you look at my name up, you'll see that. And one of the person he posted on my Facebook comments, he says, Sheikh Ahmed, this is really interesting, but let me tell you that when I became a Muslim, I had about 500 hugs that I got from brothers and these amazing sounds of takbir. But at the end of the day, there was nobody there that was willing to take me back home in their car. Right? So Sheikh Khalid al-Muslih over here, he asked this question, what about this poor chap who's only got his mother and father? What is he going to do? And listen to this answer, and you can write this down. For every person that says otherwise, or they quote any of the Middle Eastern scholars, he is the leading authority today. He says, whatever I have mentioned, those academic textbook answers, those answers apply to Muslims living in Muslim lands. They do not apply to Muslims living in non-Muslim lands. As for the Muslims that live in non-Muslim lands, then for them are their rules, and the scholars of their lands are going to drive that. I'll give you the problem where this conflict takes place. Because you can't pick and choose a textbook answer. If you're going to go all by the book, then here's what you need to do. When Christmas time comes, textbook answer, right? I don't agree with this in this land. If I'm in a Muslim land, I'd say that. Again, if I'm a non-Muslim land, I'm not going to quote that. You got to be smart enough. Textbook answer, what does it say? If you're not allowed to hear any music of their religious celebrations, you're not allowed to see, use, or feel any type of colors that they use in religious celebrations, and also no lights. So there goes you driving in Christmas time. Right? Textbook answer. Why do we pick and choose one part of it? If you're going to apply a textbook answer, apply the whole thing. That means you got to blindfold yourself in Christmas time, put earplugs on, and pray that you don't hit somebody on the road when you're driving. It doesn't work like that. And it is about time that Muslims in the West started giving credit to their, people who were born in the West. They did their academic studies in the West. Then they learned Islam as a subject, as a tradition, and they understand the society better than a random fatwa or a religious verdict taken off of IslamQ.com. Right? So many brothers, they come to me, they're like, brother, and give me a leaflet. It's like, it's there, man, look, IslamQ.com. It's haram. And if you take them a little bit down, like deep down, on that same subject, they won't be able to continue an argument with you on that particular subject, academically from the traditional perspective. So I said that in a particular event, I was doing a talk, and somebody got up and so I told them, I said, people like these need to shut up. I told him in the masjid, I said, no, people like these need to shut up and mind their own business. You got no business going around fiddling with other people's love affairs. You don't live in Saudi Arabia. You don't live in Kuwait. You don't live in the Muslim lands. And if you have such a big urge to do that, then please kindly leave. I'm honest. I don't take credit. Somebody said, oh Shaykh, this style of seerah that you're teaching, subhanAllah, this goes against the teaching of the Prophet, and lots of people have said things about it. I said, they're messed up. These people are messed up. That's all I can tell you. I'm not going to argue with him. And we really need to start respecting local academic scholars, people who live here, understand the society, learn Islam from a traditional background. They're able to give you a better understanding of what's taking place. Honestly, it's about time. You need to stop bringing those cultural baggages and unapplicable religious verdicts from those countries down here. This is different land. Maybe what's going to work in Canada may not work in UK. Somebody lives here would be able to understand that. Somebody asked me a few questions about divorce, and I said, listen, I absolutely don't know about how your domestic things work out here, your civil documents and all of these things. Why don't you ask him? He's a scholar who was born and brought up in UK, and he did his studies here, he did high school. Ask him, he'll understand the situation better than me. It's all about being honest to ourselves. That's the bottom line of my lecture. We need to be honest with ourselves. We need to know what is our ability and stay where we are at. I mean, you need to grow, but let's not go beyond that ability and start answering questions and fatwas and getting into debates that really don't, benefit us. Somebody came to me yesterday, asked me, he's like, are the parents of Prophet ﷺ in Jannah or in Jahannam? So I said, brother, why are you asking me this question? He said, I just want to know. I said, okay, the second question. If I tell you an answer, how are you practically going to apply it in your life? And the guy's like, I'm not going to apply that. So I tell him that I'm not going to answer that. Because I'm not here to give out free fatwas. That's not my job. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter to your personal affairs. And on the day of judgment, nobody's going to ask you this question. Bro, which religion, are they in hellfire or Jahannam? They're going to ask you what you did. What was your connection with Allah? What was your connection with the community you lived around? That is more important. We need to start focusing on ourselves, developing ourselves, connecting ourselves to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and focusing less on what other people around us are doing. Only then we as a community can start connecting together and growing. Otherwise, we'll remain the same way we have been for the last 20 to 25 years, divided and keep dividing. Every single day, you come back to UK, 5 new masjids are open. You come to the mosque, you got a mosque right at that distance, another one right at that distance, and everybody's going to have their own mosques. Come on, we don't live in a Muslim land to bring those divisions and stuff. And you, the youth, the next generation, that is the reason I'm not giving a lecture in mosque except one. That was because one of the universities cancelled on us in the last minute. I don't want to talk to the uncles and chachas. I'm not here for them. I'm here for you guys. My hope is you people, the next generation, the people who are studying Islam. I went through academic studies. I did my bachelor's in, can somebody guess what my degree was in? Huh? Psychology. No, it wasn't. Good. Huh? No. No. You said history? No. Marketing? Chemistry? Really? IT. I did my degree in computers. Nice, I wanted, man.
Did I get a prize?
Yes, I do. Change your career. And then I did my postgraduates in a 3-year postgraduate diploma. What do you think I did? Wireless communications. Right? So, you heard of WiMAX? You heard of WiMAX? Who's heard of WiMAX? The new technology that's out there. This new technology, WiMAX, the Wi-Fi 3G, 4G dongles that you get from your, I don't know what you guys have here. Those dongles, they weren't on WiMAX. Okay? I have white papers written on WiMAX before even WiMAX came into existence. Then I went to my first job at IBM. Dream job, blue, big blue. I entered and they said to me, I'm so excited. I'm doing all these panel interviews and I'm like, bring it on, man. I got firepower. And I go in and they put me on a desk literally like this small and they put me in a chair in a cubicle and it's like, and I sat there the first day and I cried. I said, my God, I didn't go through 7 years of education to do this. I had different hopes in life. And then I actually realized I hate computers. I do. But some stupid person had sold me the idea and I bought it. And I wasted 7 years of my life. But then at that moment I had two choices. I could say to myself what 95% of the people say, after I've already done the 7-year degree, now, let me just go and do it. Let me see how my luck comes out. And I said to myself, I'm not going to sell myself to slavery, to something that I don't believe in, and I don't want to do. And I took the job, obviously I had to put bread on the table, and eventually I transitioned into something that I like a lot, which is training and development. And that's what I do as a professional services now. I get to go to conferences all over the world. People stand and I talk and they listen. And I get paid. I'm handsomely paid. and then obviously I had this inspiration. I realized I was fed up with these chachas and all these people taking my religion in their hands and messing it up and I was a well-connected person in the community, citizens, man, working, civil service, everything. So I just left my job at IBM. I quit, got another job in training and development. In the middle of the first year I finished, I quit that job and I went to Saudi Arabia to learn Arabic while I worked in the management field. The same, my career that I wanted. And now I spent almost 50% of my time obviously goes to my work. And then the remaining free time that I have, which is early mornings, I get up every morning from 5 to 9 before I go to work. I'm there with scholars learning whatever I need to do. And then in the evenings, whatever time I have, read books and stuff like that to develop myself to a specific goal that I have in my life. Now, I tell you all of this because many times it's not necessary that you become an Islamic scholar to be able to talk about it. But you do need to learn your knowledge from a credible source. And you do need to take that time to go and learn your knowledge from a credible source. Okay? I'm not saying all of you become scholars,